The financial markets niche has always been one of the most popular and profitable areas on YouTube. Basically, it's a green light niche. But the big challenge? The competition is insanely tough. So the question is, how can you grow faster in such a competitive space? One of the key answers is standing out. A perfect example of this is a channel called Financial Historian, which managed to hit over 70,000 subscribers in just 3 months by cleverly combining history with financial markets. Their videos usually get hundreds of thousands of views, and in this short period, the channel has been making nearly $4,000 a month. But how did they achieve this success? The channel taps into unique and fascinating topics like how Rockefeller rose to power or hidden financial secrets in Swiss bank vaults, sparking curiosity that drives people to click and watch. In this video, we're going to learn how to build a channel in this style, covering everything from topic selection to video creation, plus all the tips and tricks you need to grow faster. First, we'll check out a short sample of a video we're about to make, and then we'll dive straight into the tutorial.
The air above Florence in the early 1400s still carries the echo of coin on ledgers, of whispers in palazzo corridors where one family held the reins of money and power. It's a paradox. Democracy's cradle, the Renaissance city-state of Medici family, rose on banking. A dynasty so entwined with art, politics, and finance that their patrons.
Finding the topic. The first step to creating a successful video is finding titles that can actually make people click. But since the financial markets niche is pretty specialized, it might not grab everyone's attention. So what's the solution? We combine these financial topics with history or controversial subjects. This way, even people who aren't super into economics get curious and click on the video. For this step, I've prepared a prompt that I've included in the description. All you have to do is copy it from the title prompt section and paste it into ChatGPT. Instantly, GPT will generate a list of 15 amazing attention-grabbing ideas for you. And if you don't like any of them, just type more ideas and it'll create a brand new list. With this prompt, you basically get access to thousands of creative and diverse ideas. Now that we have our ideas ready, it's time to move on to the next step, writing the script. Now that we've got our ideas, it's time to move on to script writing. The script is one of the most important parts of any YouTube video because it's what decides whether viewers stick around until the end or click away. The longer your audience watches, the higher your retention rate, and the more your channel can earn. To write professional, engaging scripts, all you need to do is open the doc file, copy the instructions from the script prompt section, and paste them into ChatGPT. At the top of the prompt, there's a spot where you enter your chosen title. For example, I'm going to pick idea number 6 and put it in the title section, then hit enter. Immediately, GPT starts generating a complete professional script, including credible sources and references. This means the script you get is based on real, verifiable information. I do recommend you review the sources GPT provides to make sure everything is accurate. If you want to continue the script beyond the first part, just type part 2 and GPT will pick up right where it left off. It's that simple. You can easily create scripts for 8 to 12-minute videos, just like the sample channel we looked at. Creating the voiceover. Now that our script is ready, it's time to move on to creating the voiceover. My recommendation is always, if you have a good, engaging voice, record the script yourself because a real human voice is always more impactful. But if for any reason you don't want to or can't record, don't worry, AI tools can help. To do this, go to Google and search for 11 Labs, then click on the official link, log in using your Google account, and then head over to the text-to-speech section. In the voice section, you can listen to different voices and pick the one that fits your video best. For this video, I'm choosing James since it matches the tone perfectly. Next, go back to ChatGPT, copy your script, and to keep the video concise, I'll select and paste just a part of it. I'll tidy up the text a bit, then hit generate, and just like that, I get 2 voice versions ready to download. It's that simple. Creating the images. Now we're at the exciting part, creating the images. Another thing that sets this channel apart is the artistic style of its visuals, almost like classic paintings. This small but simple distinction is what makes it feel so unique. So, how can we make images like this? First, open the doc file, copy the instructions from the image prompt section, and paste them into ChatGPT. Hit enter, and it immediately starts generating photo generation prompts. In the first round, it usually creates 15 prompts, and you can easily ask it for more if you want. Next, go to Google and search for Meta AI. Open the official link and click Create. Copy your prompt and paste it there. Set the image size to YouTube's format, 16:9, and then hit Generate. A few moments later, the images are ready. They look amazing, almost like classic old-style paintings. Let's try another prompt. Copy, paste, and hit Generate again. In just a few moments, the new images are created. As you can see, they turn out beautifully, but you can also change the style using the available options. For example, I'll select Cartoon to recreate the same image in a cartoon style. A few moments later, the cartoon style images are ready, and they look fantastic. Now I'll try Goth style. Again, in just a few moments, the images are generated in this style, and they look incredible. With this simple distinction, you can stand out from competitor channels and create truly unique images in any style.
Editing. All right, now we're almost done, and it's time to move on to video editing. Before we dive in, one quick tip. I've also included a thumbnail prompt in the doc file that you can use to create thumbnails. Just copy it, paste it into ChatGPT, and it'll generate thumbnail creation instructions. Then you can turn those into thumbnails using Leonardo. Now, let's get into editing. I use the desktop version of CapCut. First, click Create Project. Then, from the Import section, bring in all your images and audio files. Start by placing your audio on the timeline and manually remove any extra silences so the voiceover sounds smooth and consistent. Just be careful not to affect the original audio quality. After cleaning up the silences, select the entire audio file and click Create Compound Clip to unify the sound. Next, it's time to add the images to the timeline. Place them in order, aligning them to the length of your audio, and adjust the duration of each image so it syncs perfectly with the voiceover. Now for effects. I use the Noise 2 effect to make the video visually more engaging. Then we add keyframes to the images. At the start of each image, place a keyframe and slightly increase the scale. Then at the end, place another keyframe and slightly decrease the scale to create a smooth, dynamic motion. Repeat this process for all images throughout the video. To make it even more appealing, we add transitions. I use the blur transition because it makes movement between scenes smoother and more visually appealing, applying it between all images. Next comes subtitles. In the text section, click Auto Caption and then Generate to create subtitles. Depending on your video length, this might take a few minutes, but the subtitles will be generated. Be sure to check them for typos and manually correct any errors. Then adjust the font size and choose a more attractive template if you like. For example, I picked a simple yet stylish template and slightly reduce the font size. Now it's time for background music. Go to Pixabay and search for Epic Orchestral to find tracks that match your video's mood. Download one that fits, import it into CapCut, place it on the timeline, trim any extra parts, and lower the volume slightly so it doesn't interfere with the main audio. And that's it! Your video is ready. You can export it in the highest quality. I hope you found this tutorial useful and enjoyable. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. I'll see you soon with the brand new idea.
The air above Florence in the early 1400s still carries the echo of coin on ledgers, of whispers in palazzo corridors where one family held the reins of money and power. It's a paradox. Democracy's cradle, the Renaissance city-state of Medici family, rose on banking. A dynasty so entwined with art, politics, and finance that their patrons' names endure in marble and canvas. Yet behind the facade, an unbroken logic of influence, wealth, and legacy shaped Europe. This is the hidden history of the world's most powerful families. From the banks of the Arno to the vaults of London and New York, families like the Medici, the Rothschild family, the Morgan family, and the Rockefeller family built empires that transcended mere business. They became the structural pillars of global finance, of geopolitics, of the invisible architectures of power. Their story begins in the corridors of small city-states and merchant guilds, travels through industrial revolutions, world wars, and globalization, and lands directly in the modern era, where wealth still accumulates quietly in family portfolios, trusts, and foundations. In Florence, the Medici emerged not initially as princes, but as financiers. Giovanni di Bicci de' Medici founded the Medici Bank in 1397, and within decades the family became the de facto rulers of the Florentine Republic, patronizing art and architecture while underwriting trade and politics. Across Europe, the logic repeated. Those who controlled credit controlled conflict, commerce, and treaties. The Bardi and Peruzzi families, for example, once lent King Edward III hundreds of thousands of florins. When the king defaulted, those banks collapsed, and the lesson became clear. Money and state power were inseparable.